an update on the upcoming holiday weekend. And we will be available for questions. At yesterday's briefing, we went over the guidance for hosting and attending private gatherings. And so I really want to invite all DC residents to check that guidance, be mindful of events that you're hosting at your home or events that you will be attending at another person's home to ensure that you are following the best public health advice. We continue to urge you to stay at home or near your home for this year's celebration. We want to emphasize that the virus is still in our community and poses a threat to Washingtonians. This morning, we announced 38 additional cases of COVID-19 among DC residents. We are seeing dramatic increases in cases across the country, in states across the country, and we don't want that to happen in DC. So we're asking you to do your part and especially be vigilant throughout this holiday weekend. So today we're going to review some more traditional aspects of our 4th of July safety precautions, specifically around fireworks. We want to remind everyone that fireworks are indeed dangerous. That is true for illegal fireworks, but also true for legal fireworks if they're not used correctly or if they're used by children or other people who shouldn't be handling them. Last year, we had 9 serious incidents involving fireworks, including multiple children with burns, and in one case where a person's fingers had to be amputated. This year, we have already had 4 serious incidents related to the use of illegal fireworks, including an 11-year-old child who suffered burns. So if you plan to purchase fireworks, do your research first about what is legal and what is not. And here are some examples of what's illegal in the district. Any firework that moves or shoots a projectile, any firework that explodes, such as firecrackers, cherry bombs, salutes, and Roman candles, and any firework that emits sparks or flames that are greater than 12 feet. And you can learn more about the differences in fireworks at fems.dc.gov, fems.dc.gov. If you have legal fireworks, please make sure that you are doing the following according to FEMS, including never allowing children to light or play with fireworks, read and follow all warnings and instructions before use, make sure the area is clear of other people and structures, keep a bucket of water nearby in case of a malfunction or fire, and never try to relight fireworks. So these are all very good tips to follow. I want to end by thanking Chief Dean and the entire team at FEMS. The fire department has already been working with multiple agencies to go out into neighborhoods, and we are calling this our Go Team initiative. These teams will check on areas where we're concerned about fireworks use. Our teams will engage with residents about fireworks safety. The Go teams will continue to go out throughout the holiday, and on Friday and Saturday, they will be joined by our safety teams who will be stationed in every ward. So similar to the Go teams, our safety teams will canvass and monitor neighborhoods for fireworks safety. So if you think you need a Go team or safety team to visit your neighborhood, or if you have other fireworks concerns, you can call the Fire Marshal's office at 202-727-1614 or email fems.fireprevention@dc.gov. So with that, I want to turn it over to Chief Dean for his comments.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. While Independence Day is still 3 days away, the fireworks have already begun, and the injuries that these many illegal fireworks pose can cause lasting damage. Last week, our members rushed an 11-year-old child to the hospital with second-degree burns on her neck and shoulders. This young patient is just one of 4 patients who have been injured due to fireworks in the last 30 days. It's hot, it's dry. Homes are in danger of catching fire, which puts both lives and property at risk. The explosions cause great stress to people and their pets. I ask that we all continue to look out for our neighbor. These are difficult and stressful times for all of us. Please consider the impact on the life that these fireworks are causing to many of our neighbors and everyday communities across the district. So what's legal and illegal? Illegals are any firework that moves or shoots a projectile, any firework that explodes, such as firecrackers, cherry bombs, salutes, and Roman candles, any firework that emits sparks of flame greater than 12 feet. Legal are sparklers less than 20 inches in length, torches, box fire, fountains, cones, dipsticks, paper novelty items, colored lights, and paper caps. But still, while sparklers are legal, they are dangerous. I've said this before. A sparkler can give off temperatures of 2,000 degrees, the same as a blowtorch. And while we should never place a blowtorch in the hands of a child at any time of the year, it is this time of year many of us feel that it's okay to place a lit sparkler in the hands of our children. Be careful, please. Last week, our members in the Fire Marshal's Division, along with our firefighters and operations, team with officers from Metropolitan Police Department and the Mayor's Office on Community Relations and Services, and a community outreach initiative called Calm the Skies. So far, we have visited 17 different neighborhoods, connecting with residents of all ages, asking that they continue to look out for one another and do what's right and respectful to their neighbors. On the 4th of July, the DC Fire and EMS Department will be part of these multi-agency safety teams across the city. Their mission will be to promote safety in community hotspots, known for large gatherings of fireworks. These teams will be focusing on fire and public safety, in hopes that we can all celebrate, but we're doing so responsibly and not putting anyone or anything at risk. This is a 4th of July of which none of us has ever seen or experienced before. And while COVID-19 continues to pose its own very serious health risks, so do fireworks. So whatever your plans are, the mayor and I hope that you will act responsibly and continue to take care of yourself while looking out for your friends and neighbors in these unique times. Thank you.
Okay, we can take a few questions. Questions? Yes, Julie.
I know that you said you've been going into 17 neighborhoods so far to give out information about fireworks safety. What have police or the fire department been doing when people are setting off illegal fireworks? Is there any enforcement action right now?
Currently, when we go out, we visit and go to neighbors are calling. We've asked people to discontinue the practice of doing that. We still have the power to be able to confiscate and confiscate their fireworks, but to date, neighbors have been pretty responsible when we've talked with them and asked them to discontinue that practice.
Yes, thanks.
Mayor Bowser, I have 2 questions unrelated to this in terms of the NAACP and on the teleworking policy in the city. There's been some ruckus in Baltimore because of the decision to move here, and many of the board members felt blindsided by the decision, but that's not your issue. I do have a question in terms of, was there any discussion about the NAACP headquarters being located east of the river?
I think that we considered a number of locations, and I'm not, probably we considered a east of the river location. I'm not remembering exactly which it was. And we just think the synergy at 14th and U is perfect. And I know we have been on the short end of some relocation decisions in years past, so I know that's not a great feeling. And I'm a huge fan of Baltimore, and I'm always rooting for Baltimore. But I think that they were probably faced with a decision where the organization was going to move, and it was just where.
In terms of teleworking, many people who work for DC government have been teleworking since this pandemic set in. My two-part question is that how is it working now? And number two, when we get to phase 4, is it a possibility that a lot of teleworking will continue, or people will head back to their work sites? What is your sense at this point?
Well, my sense is that our government has done a remarkable job. Basically, over a couple of days, we switched from our normal operation to a modified operation that included about 60% of our people teleworking. So I think they have done an incredible job in doing that. As we go through this pandemic, however, we know that more government services have to come back to in-person service delivery. So more and more DC government workers will have to report to their workstations to do that. As for the question of what impact will these modified government operations have when we are able to be in a normal environment, I do think that we're learning a lot from this telework posture. So I would anticipate that we're going to work some versions of a modified service delivery model into our new normal, if that answers your question. I don't know what yet, but certainly we've learned a lot. Yes, Mark.
So if I go back to NAACP, the Baltimore Sun is reporting this morning that the CEO of NAACP is telling them that it's not a done deal, that he's open to conversations with Baltimore, and that, again, I guess the bottom line is that it's not a done deal. Have you heard from him since in the past 24 hours about this, and do you consider it a done deal?
Well, we have a letter of intent, and by definition, a letter of intent is not a done deal. What it means, however, is that we have agreed in principle about how to move forward. So if they want to be a part of our redevelopment, we have a broad tenets about how they could participate. So that's the answer. I haven't talked to him since yesterday, no. No, I haven't talked to him since last week, but not since yesterday.
And then could I ask about 4th of July? Today, the Department of Interior released a press release. I don't know if you've seen it.
I have. I read it quickly before coming down.
So, I mean, flyovers, fireworks, the biggest display of fireworks in recent memory is being built. The mall will be open. I mean, they're clearly planning on thousands of people coming down for hours and hours, if not all day, on the National Mall. What is your, I mean, I know you've been telling people to stay home, but what is your reaction when you see now, you know, in print now, the plan that the federal government has for DC?
Well, we think that we're following our health department's advice to be very careful about large gatherings, even large gatherings that are outside. We know that this is a special event for the Department of the Interior. We've communicated to them that we do not think that this is in keeping with the best CDC and Department of Health guidance, but this event will take place entirely on the federal property. Yes?
You asked the folks to use legal versus illegal fireworks, and yet...
I didn't ask them to use any fireworks.
Okay.
Let me be very clear.
If they're going to use them, you prefer legal as opposed to illegal fireworks, and yet you're administration is making it difficult for people to buy legal fireworks. For example, east of the river, there literally is no place where you could buy legal fireworks. In a normal year, there are fireworks stands all over the
Well, you can go in jurisdictions all around us, Sam, where no fireworks are allowed. So I don't.
Well, I get that, but again,
As I mentioned to you yesterday, there was a proceeding, and the district prevailed in that proceeding.
you prevail, yes.
The district, I'm the mayor of the
You
district.
can make the decisions, correct?
I'm sorry.
It's up to you, Mrs. Bowser, the mayor of Washington, D.C. You prevailed in that situation.
Actually, the action was against the district, and so the district prevailed.
Okay, but the situation over there is this. You've got a man who has a warehouse where he has $160,000 worth of fire marshal approved fireworks that he cannot distribute because the city will not license some 27 vendors to sell it. So if you're saying on the one hand, have legal fireworks, and on the other hand, you won't license people to sell them, isn't that a problem?
I didn't say to have legal fireworks. I said that there are legal fireworks and there are illegal fireworks.
You don't see a problem there, an issue there when you're on one hand saying do this, and at the other.
I didn't say do this. You keep saying that. You said it for the third time.
Well, it says right here, illegal versus legal fireworks. So obviously you've decided you're going to make it difficult for people to buy legal fireworks.
I don't have anything else to add, Sam. Any other questions? Yes.
I'd be interested in why you think we are hearing so many more fireworks in neighborhoods right now. Is it that it's quiet and we're just hearing it more? Is it that kids aren't in camp or
I mean, is that a subjective statement?
I'd be interested in your opinion about why we're hearing so many more fireworks.
I don't know that we are hearing so many more fireworks. What evidence are you providing? Do we have something objective that says that?
I mean, there have been reports in DC and all over the country that residents are hearing fireworks every night, not just on the 4th of July.
Well, that's pretty common that you hear fireworks leading up to the 4th of July.
So you don't think that people are setting off more fireworks this year?
They could be, Julie. I just don't know that for sure. But as somebody who's been doing government work and neighborhood work every year, there are a lot of fireworks leading up to the 4th of July. Some years, I think somebody was telling me, now this is all anecdotal, maybe it was last year or the year before, that we thought we had a year where there weren't as many fireworks. And sometimes that's because we have gotten to the illegal fireworks at the source, or there could be a big bust of a warehouse somewhere that has prevented the transport of fireworks. We always do that work every year to try to get to them at the source before they come across our borders. There is a patchwork up and down the East Coast of what is legal and what is illegal. And those fireworks travel up the I-95 corridor at rapid speed. Yes.
Is it legal to buy legal fireworks in Maryland and bring them into DC?
I don't think, if they sell them in Maryland, I suppose so, yes.
And in fact, you said,
I don't think they're allowed in Maryland.
or a state where they are allowed.
Yeah.
Right. So it is legal to transport
Mhm.
what are legal fireworks
Yes.
into DC. But what do you say to residents who want to enjoy fireworks in their backyard?
I would say that we are in an unusual year. Just like I have said to residents, you can't go into a restaurant, or you haven't been able to go into a retailer, or that you can't use your neighborhood playground. This is an unusual year. And next year, hopefully, will be more normal. Yes.
So on the question of fireworks, I hear a lot of fireworks in my neighborhood, things that pop. Are the police really doing anything about this?
What would you like the police to do?
I don't know. I'm just
Okay.
asking. I mean, they're supposedly illegal. Do the police go to the house and confiscate them, or what happens, if anything?
The police can confiscate illegal fireworks. It is unlikely, and let me just be perfectly candid, that the police can chase down every cherry bomb that pops in the District of Columbia. And actually, I don't think that's what residents over the last several weeks have been demanding.
So it really is not a big issue.
What are you saying?
Illegal fireworks exploding, it's not a big issue.
Is it a big issue to you?
Not really.
Okay,
I'm just
then
curious about
it is a big issue to me, and it is a big issue to a lot of people. That people are scared, they're potentially dangerous, they can light structures on fire.
The police shouldn't go after them.
Any other questions? Yes,
If I could, on two different topics.
Yes.
First, day of paid family leave.
correct.
What advice do you have, or what does this mean for residents in the district, particularly during COVID, when people are out of work and perhaps experiencing family members who are sick and need somebody to stay home with them? What is your advice or message to people, just how to take advantage and what this means for DC residents today?
I don't know that I would mix them with COVID because there's a lot of federally mandated leave related to COVID. So I don't know necessarily, Mark, that I would say here that the two are related. Paid family leave offers parental leave and family leave for DC residents and for non-DC residents who work in the district. Does not apply to federal workers, regardless of residence, or DC government workers, because we have our own family leave program. So bottom line, I think that people have to know about all of their benefits, especially if they're talking about COVID-related absence from work. Go ahead.
And on a second unrelated topic, the cadet program. There's been talk about defunding or not funding it as much, and not. Can you talk about, and maybe Deputy Mayor Donahue can talk about just the importance of that program and community policing and where you see it right now, and what is the future for the cadet program?
Well, I hope that the council, when it gets into the committee of the whole, will restore our proposal. We initially, I think, wanted to more than double the cadet program, which is wildly successful for us. It allows us to recruit heavily DC residents, graduates of our schools, to send them to the University of the District of Columbia, pay them while they're going to school as civilian members of MPD, and then they enter the police academy. And my observation when I go to cadet graduations is that they are more people of color, more female, all DC residents, and committed to DC neighborhoods. And that's exactly what you want in your police department. So keeping the cadet program status quo and requiring the police department to get smaller through attrition, I think will necessarily mean that the police department is less diverse.
Thank you.
Yes, Julie.
One more 4th of July question.
Sure.
Do you know where the Department of the Interior is setting off fireworks? Is it at the Washington Monument?
I think so.
And are you going to do anything to try to limit the crowd who makes it down to the mall that day?
So the fireworks will happen at the Lincoln Memorial, right behind it, at West Potomac Park, and at the base of the Washington Monument.
And on trying to prevent the big
Well,
crowd?
we are giving DC residents the same message about any of their outings for the holiday weekend. Ask yourself, do you need to be there? Ask yourself, can you anticipate or know who all is going to be around you? If you go downtown, do you know if you're going to be able to social distance? Do you know if you'll be getting on a crowded subway car? Do you know if the people who are sitting next to you have symptoms, or sick, or wearing masks? So I want, just like I want everybody to think about those things if they go to a family cookout, think about those for any outings. Yes.
Any update on schools? We heard Dr. Fauci say that he really hopes that people are able to have in-person school, and I know you've released some preliminary thoughts on what school will look like in the fall. Is there any more decision on what that will be like for parents and students?
No, Mark, we will, I think very soon be able to propose a schedule for DC Public Schools parents and our strong recommendations to the public charter schools as well. We continue to anticipate a bridge program starting in August and all school starting August 31st. All right, thank you.